Okay, so like, we all know we can't actually rewind the clock on aging, right?
Yeah.
But what if we could feel younger, like actually feel better as we get older?
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today.
This is so cool, I'm pumped. Today we're talking about Riss Freiber.
Have you heard of her?
I had no idea, honestly, until like we started prepping for this. Obviously,
Yeah.
I had done my homework. But she's, get this, Israel's leading rehabilitative fitness trainer.
I know, right? Her title alone is fascinating.
And her story's even more interesting. So get this, she starts working with this Parkinson's patient. One patient, right? And that patient starts seeing like remarkable progress, just incredible results.
Yeah, and word gets back to the doctor treating the patient, and he's like, and I'm paraphrasing here, but basically says to Riss, whatever you're doing, don't stop. Like, he's blown away, he's seen this patient, knows their history, and is just floored.
Which, I mean, if a doctor who's, seen it all is that impressed, you sit up and pay attention. There's something really powerful there, and that's what we want to unpack today, because I don't know about you, but I'm all ears if someone's found a way to kind of like hack the aging process.
And I think what's so key here is that Riss isn't some miracle worker, right? It's not magic. It's about approaching fitness from this rehabilitative angle, which is what's so interesting. It's not about pushing your body to the absolute limit or chasing some like idealized image of what fitness should look like.
Oh, tell me about it. I've fallen into that track so many times, like more reps, heavier weights, faster times. Like that's the only way to see results. But what if it's not? That's what's got me so intrigued.
Exactly. And I think what Riss has tapped into is this idea of working with your body, not against it. And that's where the rehabilitative piece comes in. It's about understanding how your body moves, where it's limited, and figuring out how to improve those things so you feel better in the long run.
Okay, so how does she actually do it? Because it's one thing to say work with your body, but she's been doing this for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, she's got to have some specific techniques and methods she uses. So, spill the tea. What are sort of Riss's secrets to healthy aging?
Well, we don't have her exact playbook in front of us, but we can make some pretty solid guesses based on what we know about rehabilitative fitness and her success, right? So I'm willing to bet that a huge part of her approach is a focus on mobility.
Okay, so like flexibility and range of motion, that sort of thing.
Exactly. Think about how much we rely on being able to move freely every single day. Getting out of bed, picking something up off the floor, playing with your kids, even just walking without pain. As we age, we tend to lose that mobility, and that's when those aches, pains, and stiffness start to set in.
Tell me about it. That's like my life now.
So I'd say Response probably helps her clients regain and maintain that mobility, which is huge. Because if you can't move freely, it's so much harder to stay active and do the things you love.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because, I mean, I love the idea of staying active as I get older. But if I can't even, bend over to tie my shoes without throwing my back out, what's the point?
Totally. And that's why I'm guessing another one of Rice's secrets is personalization. Rehabilitative fitness is all about creating a plan that's tailored to your body and your needs, not some generic program you find online.
Right, like those cookie-cutter fitness plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, those never work. So how does Riss actually personalize things?
Well, I bet she takes the time to really listen to her clients, to understand their individual limitations, injuries, and goals. Maybe she has them do some assessments to see where their mobility is at and what areas need the most attention. From there, she likely creates a customized plan that gradually challenges them and helps them improve.
So it's not about comparing yourself to the person next to you at the gym. It's about working with your own body and what it needs to thrive. Love that.
Right. And here's another thing I bet Riss incorporates in her work: the mind-body connection.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that.
Well, we often think of exercise as purely physical, right? But it has a huge impact on our mental health too. Stress, anxiety, sleep problems, even our mood can all be influenced by how we move or don't move our bodies.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. When I'm feeling stressed or anxious, sometimes going for a run or doing some yoga really helps to clear my head. But how does Riss actually address that mind-body connection with her clients? What does that look like?
Well, we can't say for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if she incorporates things like mindfulness or breath work into her sessions. Maybe she teaches her clients how to tune into their bodies, to notice how certain movements make them feel, both physically and emotionally.
Oh, that's fascinating. It's like she's not just training their bodies, she's training their minds to work with their bodies, to appreciate what they're capable of at any age.
Yeah.
It really does feel like Riss is flipping the script on how we typically view exercise. It's not about punishment or deprivation. It's about feeling good in your own skin, no matter how old you are.
Absolutely. It's about extending your health span, not just your lifespan. Which brings me to a final thought I want to leave you with today. If we all started viewing exercise as a way to delay the effects of aging, to feel our best for as long as possible, how might that change our approach to fitness no matter what our age is right now?
That's a great question. Something to think about for sure.